internet. Welcome to Two and a Half Brains. This is our weekly discussion of the latest episode of Amazing Race. This is episode 10, talking all about what happened this week on the detour, the surprise U-turn, the elimination, all that fun stuff. We're going to break it all down here in just a few minutes. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe so you know updates. There's only one more episode left, spoiler alert, for the season, but there'll be plenty more and plenty of stuff in the off-season, all kinds of fun stuff to go forward until the next Survivor season and Major Race season, all that fun stuff. Be sure to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, YoGrabbaGabba. You can email the show, pavmentproduction@gmail.com. You can also like the Facebook page, facebook.com/TuneUpBrains or Pavement Productions. And you can follow me on Twitter, YoGrabbaGabba, and subscribe and email, all that fun stuff. Also comment away, share the post, all that fun stuff. So as we get started here, we're going to go ahead and bring in my co-host, as always, for the show. It's Miss Jessica Srosek. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Internet world.
Hi, Internet.
Hi, Internet.
Hi, Internet.
Hi.
So, Jessica, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good, I'm great. Thank you. Hi, great, I'm Jessica.
I'm amazing.
Hi, amazing race. So, how can people follow you on Twitter?
Just T820.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and dive in here, give some initial thoughts on the episode, and kind of talk all about it here, what we liked, what we didn't like, things like that, and give some updates on the finale next week. We'll wrap up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So let's go ahead and dive in here. What are your initial thoughts on the episode?
Well, obviously I'm happy that Nick and Vic didn't go out, because that was a doom from the episode that I thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. It was good. I loved Amsterdam. I want to go there. It looks awesome there. Awesome. They did some interesting things for the detour, kind of to the culture of being there and everything. But it was a good episode.
Yeah, I had a layover in a connecting flight, really, is all I can really say, in Amsterdam. That I only got to see the airport, and we had to run through it because we were late. But other than that, it was nice. I definitely want to go back. That was really sweet. Mm-hmm. I didn't really get to see anything but other than the airport. I didn't see the airport either, so I was running through it. But anyways, it was cool. I liked it. It was a little touchy there for a minute. It seems like the way the editing's been, they have one or two, maybe three teams. Every episode talk about something personal about them, about the race, and one of those teams always goes home. So it's kind of like you can look at that and be like, all right, Team Fun said, oh, we almost didn't make it through this leg last time, or Nick's birthday. So we're talking about, so it's usually something like that. That dooms one of those teams for sure.
Right.
So, but there was no roadblock this week, which is sometimes they don't do them, and sometimes there are tasks that they do they don't show.
Right.
So that's about it too.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and talk about the detour decision this week.
So either they're hauling a cow up to the top of a building, which is pretty interesting.
Fake cow.
A fake cow, yes. It was a fake cow, but it was from a real story or something, I guess. Yeah. Or jumping like the Dutch do across a stream of water. Yeah. Pole vaulting over like the Dutch do, my other people.
Yeah, one of your many people.
Yes.
So it was a cool thing. Which one would you have done?
I would have did the cow, because I know for sure I could never pole vault myself over water like that. I don't have the arm strength to keep myself up in the air like that. Probably would have fell right like Nick did the first time she did it.
The first whole time she did it.
It's true.
Yeah. I think the cow one was definitely the best way to do it. The only downside is, if you do it once or twice, you're dead tired.
You are. You have to do it the first time. There's kind of no redos on that. Everybody did except for Nick and Vic, I think. They had to do it twice. Everybody else got it the first time. Just have to find a rhythm. You have to figure out how you're going to pull and what you're going to do with your partner, your teamwork and whatever. But I don't know. I just think that was the easiest one, because the other one, you're pole vaulting, you could break eggs, which happened for Team Fun. And, it's a lot harder of a task to do, even though you technically only had to hold yourself in the air for 1 second as you're swinging across, and you could fall right in the water. They didn't care. I'd probably kill myself, though. I would have gotten really injured.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was. I mean, it seems like a fun thing to do, but
Yeah.
it's definitely more difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised they used fake cows because imagine if they had a real cow and one fell or something like that.
That would be impossible. It's like near impossible how to freaking pull a cow up that for two
For sure,
people.
for sure.
Someone would have threw their back out.
Yeah, definitely.
Would have been good.
So that was a detour decision. I think they, most teams went with the cow thing. And that was probably the best way to go.
They all did except for Nick and Vic.
Right.
Unless they were forced to. Yeah.
Sure. So let's go ahead and talk about what was that?
Surprise U-turn.
Yeah. So they don't usually do it this way.
So mentioning the people that were forced to do it.
Right. They don't usually do it that way either. They usually do it like, hey, here's the detour. And then if you do the detour, that's it. But they did the detour. You've done the detour. You had to go to a location after the detour to get your clue, and that was oh, by the way, no U-turn.
Yeah, I mean it was very inconvenient, obviously for the teams, because that was pretty much the end of whoever got U-turned.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean there was two tasks. Luckily, the last task took a little bit with the rowing and all that.
It did, yeah.
And not the rowing, but the boat
Tying
train.
of the boats, yeah.
So that one took a little bit of time. So the teams had a shot.
But you had to take a bike all the way back to where you were. You had to find it. And, Nick and Vic passed it the first time for the cow, and they had to go back and do that. Team Fun had to go back, though, twice because, they broke an egg, so...
Right, and then you're biking the whole time, so it's, you're not even driving. If you're driving, the one thing, but you're biking.
Yeah.
And it's difficult, too, because, they usually get, done with the roadblocks, and it's like, okay, detour, or they have the U-turn there, so you don't have to make any decisions on what you're doing.
Right.
So, in essence... if Nick and Vic maybe would have got there faster with the detour, if they would have done the cow one, and they got done with it faster, that might be the F animals there,
right?
And then they would have been U-turned,
right?
So it was.
Oh, for sure.
It was one of those things where usually you don't do the usually there's not U-turn in the middle of the detour. It's usually before the detour, so that way teams just know, okay, well we have to do both of them, might as well just do both.
Yeah, I really don't like how they did it this time.
It's a twist, and they have done it occasionally like that. It's pretty rare. I don't know if I like it either, honestly. But it's a twist, and some twists work out, some twists don't. But it was unique the way to do it. It was fun. It had an interesting outcome. So, what's next?
Why Team Fun lost?
Yeah. So before we get into that, though, let's talk a little bit about the boats, the boat train.
Boats. Okay, the boat train. Tying of the boat train.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been way intimidated doing that part of it because, the Dutch are probably nice, but a lot of them are getting PO'd at people or calling them idiots because they, what was it, team?
Tyler and Corey.
Was it Tyler and Corey? I thought it was the Afghanimals too, and they asked him. Oh no, it was Tyler and Corey. They asked him, "Are you guys idiots?"
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Not trying to be. It's hard. They do biking or I guess boating as their way of transportation, so everybody was out on the water.
Yeah, it was a really nice day. Everybody was on the water. They're trying to, navigate their way through the canal and all that.
Find the boats, tie them on, make a train, pull the train, not crash into other people. I mean, someone almost took a kid's head off.
Yeah, that was close. That was really close.
Would have been terrible.
Yeah, it's a nice lawsuit for the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Probably not going to do that one again.
No, probably not. If they do it, they're going to have a guide with them or something.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not even to get off the show, but they inconvenience the people of that country and almost injured people. So usually everything so far that I've noticed, it's nothing that can get in the way of people.
Right.
So this was a little bit different. I think this was a little too much into everybody else's way.
Yeah, certainly. And then they had a, who was it, Team Fun got a shortcut at the end there that nobody else knew about, and it was kind of neat, but it was a cool task. It was really, I mean, the hardest part was navigating the boat, but also looking for the other marked boats, because they weren't right there. They had to kind of look down the different ways to see if you could find them. And Leo and Jamal missed the one.
They did.
They went all the way out, and then they went back in the exit, and then they go back out again.
Yeah.
And that was
terrifying. I mean, it's just like being out in the lake right now with other people. If you don't know how to drive a boat, you really shouldn't drive a boat.
For sure. Most definitely.
Anywho.
Anyways, so let's go ahead and talk about what we talked about before. Go ahead. Let's talk about why.
Why Team Fun lost?
Why Team Fun lost? Yeah, the fun meter was not, fun stop was that off. But let's talk about Team Fun and why they lost.
Broken egg. I mean, that was their demise of the whole show. They had to go back. They got U-turned. Nick and Vic got U-turned, so they had to U-turn somebody behind them because obviously they had to. And they did the pole vault thing. They didn't check the eggs, and they go in and they have a broken egg.
I mean, yeah. The U-turn, Nick and Vic, and U-turn them. Well, I mean, it's like either and like I was listening to a podcast about season 37 Survivor when Natalie got voted out, and then Natalie was a big fan favorite. For a lot of people liked her, and they're giving Lyrsa hate for voting out Natalie. It's like, well, if Lyrsa didn't vote Natalie, Lyrsa goes home.
Right.
So it's like, how do you hate somebody? Or
Natalie was a fan favorite? The older Natalie?
Yes.
What?
A lot of people liked her. She was entertaining as hell, for sure.
Okay.
Go careful, Jessica. You're gonna get don't at her. Don't at her. But a lot of people liked her, and they were getting on Lyrsa for voting her out. It's like, well, how do you get on somebody for voting somebody out to save themselves?
Yeah.
It's like saying Nick and Vic were wrong for you turning the team fun. Well, do they do that or they go home?
Yeah,
What
it's a game. It's all a game.
It's stupid.
You can't take it personally. It's a game.
Right, and
like the Afghanimals took it personally, complaining that they brought their name up. They never even got U-turned by them. Like they brought their name up, and you took it personal.
Yeah.
And there was a vendetta because of that. It's the stupidest thing I've heard.
Yeah, it's dumb, and like I said, it's not Nick and Vic's fault that these guys get U-turned. These guys get U-turned because Nick and Vic had to survive.
They did.
So
it's a game. They want to win,
and you have to survive.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you're losing. He's like, I do this, I have a shot. I do this, I have no shot. I'm gonna do the one I have a shot.
So I'm not going to U-turn them because I don't want to be mean. Like, no, you can't do that.
That would have been.
You were afraid of that's something that they would do.
Well, yes, and I mean, I hope they were at least at that level of gumption. But I mean, come on, brutal, absolutely brutal.
Yeah. The team Fun did well.
Team Fun did well.
Sometimes they didn't take it seriously enough. But
true. Why Team Fun lose? It's one of the things when there's only that many teams left. Margins are huge. Yeah. A small margin here and there. Missing a stop or
they
riding past.
Find where they were going.
Right.
That didn't help you.
And then details. When you just pole vaulted with eggs, check the eggs.
Yeah.
Check them.
Especially if you're not good at pole vaulting like that. If you landed on the bag and she kind of
did.
The bag kind of crashed to the ground. Eggs are very fragile.
I feel the bag got caught between her and the pole.
Kind of, yeah.
And I said she did a great job pole vaulting. She was
she did
amazing. She's good at all that stuff. But
you gotta check on
it. I mean, it's just so silly. You know, it's like when you get frustrated or you're angry or tired, and you make stupid mistakes. They were behind. They're like, we have to hurry up and catch up, so they went quick instead of taking that half a second to check the egg. It would have taken them 10 seconds to check all the eggs.
I mean, the farmer or the guy at the farm almost got an egg to his face.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, it was like if you would have. I mean, they're behind. They knew they had to hurry, so they rushed and missed that little detail.
It's like before that they were behind because they couldn't even find the first detour to do that they chose. Once they finally found that, they were the last ones there, and then they get there and they're U-turn. So it would have made up time. You have to make sure everything was good.
Right.
They probably didn't even think, I guess, about that the eggs had to be perfect when he got them there.
No.
She's like, it's okay. It's like, no, it's not okay. He's trying to sell these eggs. So.
Right, exactly. And it was one of those things where they're already far enough behind. They got and they did well in the tasks. I mean, compared to Nick and Vic going over that thing was night and day.
Right.
I mean, they crushed it. And Nick and Vic did Vic did well and Nick took well. Yeah. So they did the tasks well. It was just one of the things they got behind, and then they sacrificed attention and detail for speed. And sometimes it works out that way, but in this case it definitely did not. Right. So when you're on the Amazing Race, you got to keep in mind mistakes happen. We get behind, but you can't sacrifice the little things like you're running. Oh my God, I gotta find this clue box. You're running, trying to run really fast, and the clue box is right there, and you run by it. Right, teams do it all the time. They run right past the clue box. So we gotta catch up to the other teams. Well, if you just take a second, sharpen your axe, find what you're looking for, you'll get there, and you'll cut down a mistake.
Keeping the axes.
So, take your time and find what you're looking for, as opposed to rushing to catch up.
Yeah, and
And
you can't
that's
trust the teams either because like Afghanimals were giving people wrong, clues or not even clues, but they were just giving wrong information.
absolutely.
So I mean, you see somebody running, they could be running right past the clue box, then you're following them, and you're also doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
So
For sure. So I think the biggest thing there is, you know, even if you're behind, take the second to focus on the details because teams in front of you could be trying to get first place, and they mess up a detail too. So,
right.
you know, even if you have to go a little bit slower, even if you are behind, take that extra second and pay attention to the details, and that's going to keep you in the race. Beck and Floyd got behind. They tried to hurry up. They sacrificed some details, and that is why Beck and Floyd lost.
It's true.
Let's go ahead now and talk about our power rankings. And there's only 4 left, so there's at this point it's kind of a finale prediction. I think.
Yeah.
I think it kind of is. I mean, maybe not, maybe whatever. But here's what I say. I say this is the odds of who's going to win. This is what, at least for me.
This is what you mapped out.
I think this is the odds of if you said who's going to win and who's got the best odds of winning. I think it's this order. Maybe not. Maybe it's completely off. But this is what I have. Well, whatever.
He's the last one's right. Afghanimals is last, obviously.
Okay, so team 4 of the power rankings is
the Afghanimals.
the Afghanimals.
Animals.
And why do we have them here? Why do you
because
agree?
They're just still there. I don't know. They make so many mistakes. They're always bickering and arguing. They're still there, but they got to tighten it up because they were one of the last teams, though, too. They get there and they can't complete, like, the boats. That could have been, they're easily, like, second or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't think they're focused enough. I think they put their egos on the line too much. So I think they're definitely not winning.
Leo Jamal, I mean, again, and things happen all the time. Leo Jamal do Leo Jamal things, but they haven't won yet. The thing for me is they just do things without thinking.
Yeah.
We gotta get the test and let's just go. Instead of being like, well, wait a minute.
It's like half the time, too. It's like, we need to get to this place. And then you start driving. Well, do you know where you're going? No. Because then you got lost. They, we're basically half an hour out of their way the one time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It could have been out that time.
Right.
So.
It's that they just, they just do things without giving it a full thought. They just, like, jump into it. They're typical dudes.
Basically.
They just do things without really thinking. They just, like, we must get this done, so we must do it instead of, working smarter instead of harder.
It's like, you need to put a TV stand together. I'm not reading the directions. I'm just going to do it.
And the TV stand falls apart in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's, just do it
Yeah.
instead of thinking about it. And they, if they would take that extra second, step back and think before they jump into it, they would probably get done much quicker and much more efficiently.
Yeah.
But they're still here. Again, and this is the order I put them for. I think who has the best odds of winning. I'll say who I have next in power rankings, and you can say what you think. For number 3 on this list, I have Nick and Vic.
You do. You have no confidence in them as a team.
I don't have no confidence in the team. I have plenty of confidence in them as a team, but they haven't won yet. I mean,
they haven't.
No team has won. No, I mean, every team left except for them has won a Lego race at least.
They did, but like you said before, they don't have to win first until the very last episode. You don't.
They don't.
So we'll see what happens. I like to hope that they can. I think they could. I think they could pull it out, but who knows? So the Afghanimals could win.
The Afghanimals certainly could win. Anybody left could win. They, and said, they remind me a lot of Team Lolo from a couple seasons ago, where they were right there every time. They never won a leg. They were second a lot. They were third a couple times. They're always right there, and they just needed to win one leg, and they got close and they fell apart.
They've gotten some lucky breaks compared to the other teams too. I mean, with Germany and then their flight and everything like that.
Certainly.
So some things have gone in their favor, but not everything.
No, not at all. And they said they've done a lot of tasks well. They've done, they're in good physical shape. They're smart. They've done a good job so far in the race. And if they fall a little short, they fall a little short. But I think I can see them finishing 4th. I can see them finishing 1st. I see them having a very high variance. But at this point, there's only good teams left. So any mistakes you make are going to be multiplied heavily, magnified heavily, and that's a big issue. We'll see. I'll see if they get through it. But right now, just as a side note, if they go out next, it'll be just like Survivor, where our 3 winner picks go out back to back to back. Shh. Interesting. Who do you have for number 3?
What for number 3? I don't know. I think I agree with your rankings.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I would like to see obviously Nick and Vic win.
All right. I don't know if I want this either per se,
But
but
for the strength of the teams that are remaining, I
it
can agree. I guess you were right.
it never happens.
Well, you have it on camera now.
Right. So, I mean, overall, I think if you said, go to Vegas, put money down, who's winning, this is where my money would go. A little bit on Leo and Jamal, a little bit more on Nick and Vic, and then the top 2 teams would get, most of it. So, who do we have for team 2?
Colin and Christy.
Colin and Christy, yeah. So why Colin and Christy?
I don't know. I could see them winning too.
Absolutely.
It's pretty tight, a slim margin between them and our first.
Right, and they finished first this leg.
They did, and they finished first previously too. I think at least one other one.
At least a couple wins.
They're strong. I mean, especially because they're so calm.
So
Everything is just calm. Just do it. Like there's no arguing. Even as mad as he got on that damn cow, no one move. They're a good team.
They're a good team, and like I said, it's one of those things where there's a big difference for me between having fun and being calm.
Mm-hmm.
Team fun, had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler and Corey in the previous season had fun.
Mm-hmm.
This team is calm.
Yeah.
They just because when you're having fun, you're being goofy.
Right.
Whatever.
They're enjoying the moment, but they're calm.
Right.
Like there's a difference between having fun and enjoying where you are too.
For sure. And I think Colin and Christy, they take their time. They don't go crazy overthinking it or whatever.
Right.
They're calm. They're relaxed. They process it and do it as opposed to, like I said, Leo and Jamal just jumping into it. Team fun. They're like, woo, let's have fun. Ah! And you're doing that, and you're just kind of doing it and having fun with it instead of actually processing and doing it.
Right. Like strategizing. So this is what we're gonna do, especially with the boat task. Like, Colin driving the boat, Christy needs to be the one looking for the flags. Like that's how it would work because he has to look where he's going. Other boats, not crashing into anybody. So one person has to be a spotter. One person drives the boat, and I mean it worked out for them.
Really great. For sure. So and again, they're a good team who are good at a lot of tasks, and that's good. And that could lead them to a win. Certainly could. They broke the streak of the previous team who won 4 in a row. So we'll see how it ends up. But for right now, I would give them, I want to give odds. I'd say, I can't give odds. 'Cause I did on Survivor, and look how well that turned out. But I would say, the least chance is Leo and Jamal just because they do stupid things, but they have one leg, so they could pull it together. Nick and Vic have been right there, and they could get their first win, in the finale. And Colin and Christy have been, rock steady. I mean, I don't think they've been out of our top 3 power rankings yet. They haven't.
Colin and Christy?
No.
I don't think so.
They've been.
Maybe in the beginning, because there were more teams. I don't think they were always in the top 3.
I think they were.
Really?
I really do. Because Leg 1, even though they finished second Leg 1, but I had them ranked over the Afghanimals because I thought the Afghanimals was kind of fluky.
Yeah.
And then the Afghanimals finished second the second time, or first the second time, so I had them first and Colin and Christy second. But I think really since it's gotten down really, because I said they've been, at least top 4 if not, but they've been right in it every time because they were like what's their names last season, the Olympians, right?
Yeah.
They were always in the top 3, always right there.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the Olympians last year had their worst leg of the race on the last leg, and
it's terrible.
And they finished third.
Yeah.
Colin and Tyler and Corey kind of did the same thing their season, but we'll see. I think they are primed to win it. If you said who's going to win, them or the other team, I'd probably pick the next team. But I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be shocked if any of these 4 teams won. But my top, I have the best feeling about this one and the next one.
I'd be shocked if the Afghanimals won, but
I would too. But the way that Amazing Race has been going lately, the teams you kind of don't like have been winning a lot. No offense to those teams, but the teams you're kind of like, I really don't want to see them win. They shouldn't win. They don't deserve to win. They've been pulling it out lately, so it's like, ugh. But anyways.
Love you all.
I can't even say that. Let's go ahead and talk about our number one in the power rankings, the team who we both I think agree
Yeah.
had the best odds of winning. Who
Yeah.
is who?
Tyler and Corey.
Tyler and Corey.
OMG.
They were having a good time. Those both looking at those shirtless men.
That was great. They're funny. They're super entertaining, and it's not, they're concentrated, but they still like have little jokes.
Yeah,
while they're doing something, that's the best. I love it.
I mean, they're just both oozing charisma. It's like it's hard. Like they can't contain it. It's like they're both so entertaining, so fun, so fun loving.
Right.
It just comes out.
Right.
They're focusing on having fun, and they're focusing on what they're doing and doing a good job.
Yeah.
But they can't help themselves but being entertaining. It's just, and if they won, I would not be upset. I would not be shocked at all.
See, in the beginning, I think you would have been, though. They have grown on you this season.
Well, because I remember them from their first season. Mm-hmm. In the first season, they were just goofballs. And now they've matured a little bit. They have focused, and they've done a way better job. They're still goofballs, but they're a little more mature goofballs.
Yeah. They are. They have matured.
They're mature goofballs. They're Mr. Goofball, as opposed to just goofy goofballs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
I don't know if that clarifies. That probably makes it worse. But that's how I feel. I feel like they're right. They're right in it, and they have the best odds of winning of anybody.
Yeah.
It's a tough 14th left, so anybody could really win it. But I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm thinking there's gonna be a elimination at the final
four.
Final four after the first hour at like 9:00 on the East Coast, and then 9 to 10. I'm guessing will be the final leg.
Yeah.
Is what I would predict, but I don't know.
Right.
They've it's been pretty unpredictable so far. They might be could be another head to head too. I mean, they still could be.
I was thinking that there wasn't a head to head. Like there wasn't another one.
No?
I don't think I'd want to see a head to head in the last episode though, because I think that's just kind of crap. Yeah. There's not like skill involved with it. Usually it's just like, well, there's skill but it's speed. So, I wouldn't want to see that in the last episode.
I agree. I'm with you. I hope I love that head to head. I just don't want it this late.
Yes, yeah.
Do it earlier, that's fine.
Right. Do more.
Do it at the first task, the first leg even, but
right.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we'll see how it goes. But right now, if you said you want me to put odds on who's winning, I'd say probably Tyler Corey.
I can agree with that. But I want Nick and Victor. So.
There's a couple teams that would be much happier to see than others.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, whoever wins, is nothing we can do anyway. So, anyways, let's go and wrap up here and give a couple of announcements for the finale and kind of go from there. Any other thoughts?
No, I think that's it.
So, again, the recap power rankings right now: 4th is Jamal the Afghanimals, 3 Nick and Vic, 2 Christy and Colin, and 1 is Tyler and Corey as of right now. And those are our odds to win, or predictions of who's got the best odds of winning at this point. So let's wrap up here. Be sure to subscribe. You can subscribe right below the video so you know the updates. You can email the show pavreproductions@gmail.com. You can share the post. You can tell your friends. Definitely do that. Comment away. Let us know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, Pavement Road Productions on Facebook, facebook.com/Pavement Productions. You can tweet me, Yo Grabba Gabba. You can tweet Jessica.
Just T820.
And they get all the updates. So as far as next week goes, it definitely is going to be the finale. Obviously, we're getting out way later than we wanted to this week with everything going on, but we are getting some stability in getting our house moved into and all that stuff. So by this time, next week we should be all set. But we're right now looking to do the finale recap the day after on Thursday. I'm trying to get the video out to you Thursday night, Friday morning at the latest, so you guys can have it ready to go. And the plan for right now is that Mr. B-Back come on and wrap up the finale with us as well. Obviously, with our moving, but then we had to kind of just put it together and throw it together without being able to really plan too much. But next week we're going to plan and see what happens on the plan. We have all 3 of us back for the finale one final time on this season of Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I don't think so.
Any comments, concerns, insecurities?
Go Nick and Vic. Insecurities. No.
No? Okay,
Don't
cool.
have time to divulge into all that stuff.
Nobody wants to listen. Nobody
No.
cares. But for now, we'll wrap up. We'll give you more details to come at the finale about what we're going to do, the off season, stuff like that. And for now, I think that's it.
I think so.
Cool. Sounds good. Until next time, safe travels.